Without pictures, his face is hard to remember, but his voice is forever with me every day of my life. When I was 7 years old, my grandpa passed. His passing was very quick from a heart attack while shoveling snow outside his home. His passing was very hard on family, friends, and neighbors because he was very young and no one had time to say their proper goodbyes. My grandpa, Billy Bobin, accomplished many things in his life here on earth, many things that affected all those around him in positive lights. He not only had a wonderful family of 5 girls and a beautiful wife, he cherished each and every one of them every day. My grandpa, day in and day out, would go to work with a smile on his face and come back home with a smile on his face. He knew he was supporting his family. My grandpa believed education was the priority in life for his children, and he strived to have this achieved. He worked very hard and saved his hard-earned money in a jar each and every day after work. With this jar, he collected the money, and years later, he provided an education for each of one of his little girls. I remember, as if it were yesterday, my grandpa every morning would walk around to his neighbors, say his hellos, make their morning, share some coffee and a donut. He would check on the neighbors to see if they needed any handy household work done. He was a very handy man. It was not the size, strength, or tallness of my grandpa I remembered the most. It was his good heart and his willingness to help those around him before his own needs. He was truly and completely selflessness. After my grandpa had passed, years later, a story was brought up one night, one that still sticks with me to this day when I am feeling down or not sure. When my grandpa was a young boy, he often would ride around town on his bike that was too small for his frame. His family was very poor, but they loved each other and they made it work. Day in and day out, my grandpa would deliver groceries for elders around his neighborhood, people who no longer could shop for themselves. Day after day, he would do this careless act with no return. He truly enjoyed helping others. This story not only showed my grandpa as a caring and loving child, but also these traits he carried throughout his whole lifetime until the day he passed. He was someone who held such traits and qualities till the very, very end. When I found out the day my grandpa passed, I was a very angry child. I didn't understand. I didn't understand why someone would take my grandpa away from me like that. Take someone away that I spent day in and day out with, making crafts together, riding bikes, and going fishing. I didn't understand what I would do without him. That night, I was reminded in a dream the love my grandpa had for me and all the family around me, and for the passion he had for those individuals. To this day, when I feel low or troubled with situations within my life, I remind myself about my grandpa, my hero. My grandpa has taught me to love life as it comes, to look at the positive instead of the negative, and to always take life for what it is, and to fully live each day as if it were your last. When I am low, I bring these memories of my grandpa into my mind, as do those other family members. As if my mom, each day, she remembers my grandpa the same way. When I remember my grandpa when I feel low, I instantly am in a wonderful mood. He's a care-hearted man and he can change your world. The traits and qualities of life my grandpa has given me is a gift I will never forget. The ability to turn my day from negative to positive is something that you can't just learn. I am grateful that I had someone to look up to show me the positives in life. I want to thank my grandpa for giving me these qualities of life that I carry throughout each and every day. I also want to thank my grandpa for showing me that education is a priority in life. To this day, I am going to school and I just got accepted into graduate school. And I know that if he was here, he would be very proud of me, my sister, and my mom, who also just went back to school. I miss you dearly, and I hope to see you someday.